Oh,
Welcome to the Supplement. Oh, actually, this is not the Supplement Engineer podcast. Whoops, rewind. Welcome to another installment of the Final Scoop podcast. My name is Robert Schinetsky, the Supplement Engineer. Joining me as always, my Polish brother from another mother, Lukasz, Troublemaker Rytkowski, Prometeus Intelligence, Sports Technology. We're two men down, but we got two men here, so half glass full, glass half full, instead of glass half empty. So the two most attractive members and the two most intelligent members of the podcast are here. The richest one
yes.
and the most dangerous one aren't here. I'll let the listeners decide who those are going to be. But, we're here. We're with you. Shane might be dropping in. Robbie is at an NPC event. His Apollon is a sponsor at the event, so he will not be joining us today. But good luck sponsoring the event. Hopefully, I'll sell a whole bunch of stuff if y'all have a little booth set up there and whatnot. You guys got any comments, questions, queries, quips, smart-ass remarks? Post up anything and everything in the comment section. We'll get to it all over the course of our time with you here today. There we go. I need to slow down just a touch. I'm speaking a little too fast.
Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip. That's a fun game. Oh, my man. So how is everything in glorious old Poland?
It's hectic nowadays. The weather is crazy,
Mm-hmm.
It's super warm. This past week was it was averaging around 35 degrees Celsius. So it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit or something.
That's what I'm pulling up. I need to pull up my Celsius too. 95 Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Oh, that's 95. Yeah. So I was close. Yeah, but yesterday we had a big storm. So it was at one
That's our
point.
temperatures all right there. 99, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100.
Yeah. So it was at one point it was so dark outside,
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't see anything. It was like in the nighttime,
Yeah.
The storm was crazy, but it took maybe 1 hour, and after that the sun came out. So it was good. But I'm glad because there was no rain for past week. So it a bit poured on my here on my garden. So my plants are happy right now. But besides that, it's been a hectic week. We are changing the system in my company, so our system is not processing orders as we would like to. So if someone goes to our site and wants to place an order, he just can't do it. So basically, what we are trying to do and to save our assets is to pick the orders manually and put them into the system. But as you can imagine, it can be messy when a customer wants to order for 10,000 euros or more.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work, but it's not gonna last that long. It's probably gonna be till Tuesday or Wednesday this upcoming week, and then everything should work nice and perfect. So perfection takes time, but like I said, it will be for the better. So
Good deal, man. With the customers you're dealing with, are you dealing mostly on the consumer level? Or are you dealing with more of, I guess, giant, bigger scale, retail order size things? I'm just trying to get a scope on the amount of transactions you're dealing with and stuff like that.
We deal with everyone. When I was starting my job, I started with very small shops, basically like a retailer or something like that.
Yeah.
Now I have plenty of from the smaller shops up to wholesale guys, that places bigger orders.
Mm-hmm.
But we value everyone, the same. To me, it's more than a business.
Yeah.
It's if some companies just look at the at this kind of work as a numbers, work, so only all comes down to profit. All comes down to how much you're earning from one or other brand. To me, it's more than that. To me, it's all about partnership, because at the end, we're all people. So if we treat each other with respect, you gain a decent, respect, and then, most of all, you gain trust.
Yeah.
So even if you have, even if you will have like maybe a worse price than like other company,
Mm-hmm.
the consumer or the customer will still come to you and will say, listen, you are good to me, so I will support your business. And
Right.
that's how it showed at the flu times. I'm not gonna use the C, the C word.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
idea.
because we're gonna get demonetized. So F that. So yeah, at the times, we had to like change our offer a lot, and
Mhm.
like we also saw the decrease in sales and so on. So it mattered to us, to have like this consistency in business and
Yeah.
still be able to earn profit and work with our consumers, and we did that. So yeah, we had some issues and we still have that, like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
uh, we got hit from all angles, but in
Yeah.
the end we stick to each other, and yeah, big shout out to my boss Lars, and he did an amazing job. So I'm not just saying to be biased here, but yeah, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah, man. Cool.
And yeah.
So y'all are more of a distributor, correct? Just for the people at home, though, sometimes the new listeners, when we first started this thing 2 years ago, we kind of did a little bit of our backstories and what the hell we actually do within the industry on a day-to-day basis. But for the new people that come on every now and then, they may not have gone back and listened to those earlier episodes. So
Yeah.
Prometeus is at the kind of the distributor level, to where with wholesale stuff, y'all are acquiring product from supplement brands at wholesale prices, and then offering that to different brick and mortar retailers, or I guess internet retailers as well, or mostly just brick and mortar places.
Correct. To basically to everyone, not only brick and mortar, but also retailers, and maybe like e-shops, people that only like handle like internet and so on. We only don't do business with companies that want to do like B2B business.
Yeah.
So besides that, we deal with everyone from, like I said, smaller shops up to like huge wholesale guys. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, that'll work. Devin, the two horsemen. Happy early 4th of July. Yes. Happy America's freedom early.
Yeah.
4th of July, man.
Do you
2 days away.
you gonna celebrate with fireworks or something like that?
I'm gonna run around in a red, white, and blue man thong just up and down the block, listening to the Rocky IV soundtrack with the sparklers and streamers. No, not really. We are having a 4th of July party at some friends of ours' house. Funny thing, they're Canadian. They just moved down to Texas in January because Canada, like I'm sure you know from listening to like Ron and Dusty on It's Just Bodybuilding,
Yeah.
Ron Partlow is always talking about how Canada is basically starting to become like the super socialist, dictatorial thing that's shutting down people's freedoms and all of that. Yeah. So our Canadian friends, Dave and Chelsea, their daughter is at the same daycare that our halfling is at. And so we've gotten to know them really well over the past 6-7 months since they've been down here. And they said, man, we just love how free and open Texas is. And so they, the husband is an engineer, the wife is a math person. So it's like, it's a perfect meeting of the minds between, because like I'm the engineer nerd, Sandy's a math teacher. We've gotten along with them great. Our daughters get along really well together at the same age. And they're going to be going to 2 different schools next year. So, we're trying to get as much summer playtime in as possible, because we're not going to see them as frequently anymore, at least during the school week like we do now. So they said they wanted to host a 4th of July party because they've heard about Independence Day and all this stuff. And they are, they've already started applying for visas and citizenship and all this other stuff to like actually become full-fledged Americans, which is awesome. And so they want to host the 4th of July party. And so we're doing that Monday at their place. They've got a pool. They're going to be grilling burgers and hot dogs. We're going to bring something. I don't know what yet. And trust me, there will be no shortage of food and adult beverages on hand for all of us there. I think a couple of other people are supposed to join too, but we'll definitely do that. And then at some point this week, we're going to watch Rocky IV at one point, and we'll watch Independence Day as well with Bill Pullman and Will Smith, the 90s Independence Day movie.
That's a good one. That's a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love that.
You're planning to cook something, or?
I got to figure out what they want to do, because they wanted to do burgers and hot dogs, because that's kind of, I mean, it's a birthright. You have to cook that stuff, regardless of how nasty they are. It seems like something you have to do is cook burgers and hot dogs on 4th of July.
Yeah.
So I'll probably make my salsa like I usually do. That's not really American, but that's like a good party dip. And I'll bring some other stuff. I'll definitely bring the stuff to make old fashions and all things bourbon, and some good local Texas beers and whatnot. Outside of that, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a dessert or something. Some freedom cupcakes. Who knows?
Those are the crispy, crispy crisp donuts.
There we go. Yeah, man. Crispy crap donuts. Absolutely. We're not out spreading freedom seeds. Slow, Chris. We'll do that. That'll be my Monday morning ritual. We'll be out spreading the freedom seeds. Chapilla, what's up, man? We haven't seen you in here in a while.
Oh yeah.
Not a troll question. If my head hurts, but I gotta study intensely, can I combine paracetamol and ginkgo biloba safely? To my knowledge, I don't think there's any adverse reactions between the two of them. If anything, I think ginkgo actually has some hepatoprotective effects. It can have some beneficial effects for the liver. Combining them, I don't think you're at risk for any kind of internal bleeding or anything like that. I'm not a doctor. That is just my understanding of how these chemicals interact with each other. But I don't think you're at any risk of any adverse effects. Again, before taking any medications, always consult with your healthcare professional. But at least from what I understand, I think you're okay.
I don't know why he started the question with not a troll question.
Because he didn't know because some people may not know, is it actually okay to put these things up? So
yeah.
But there is one study. There is a 2006 study that says protective effects of ginkgo biloba against acetaminophen-induced toxicity in mice. So at least in the case of Tylenol and ginkgo biloba actually has a protective effect on the liver and the body. Paracetamol, it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. It's pretty much the same thing. So I would feel okay, me personally, if I was using them, I would feel okay combining them in the appropriate recommended dosages as listed on the bottle.
Not advising anything. Yep. We're just stating our opinions. That's all.
For myself, I would feel okay taking both of them together. So I would. That's me. Not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying I would. So, cultural question. There we go. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's a cultural question. It's not a medical question. It's cultural.
That's more like it.
Yes. I myself would feel okay combining ginkgo biloba and paracetamol or acetaminophen in the safely studied dosage ranges according to the labeling on the bottles. Yes. Lukasz, I'd like to get your thoughts on this new. Oh, speak of the devil. I was just about to bring up this question, and it's fitting that you're wearing that shirt, Shane, because I was just about to ask Lukasz this question. What do we think about chewable creatine supplements?
They had this for a while under Universal, I believe.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah.
Not to spoil anything because they already released it, but I knew about this product maybe 2 months before it got released on media, and me and Shane spoke about it, but Shane couldn't release the news and wait for Animal to give him a green light. But as far as the chewables and so on, I'm not a big fan, to be honest, and I'm also not a big fan of gummies and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's just my personal view of these things. Yeah, for some people it can be funny and so on, but I just don't understand the whole concept. maybe for some people it can be like, good, or can be convenient, but
Yeah.
To me it's like it's super convenient. It's like, taking pills, capsules, or powder, doesn't matter, at the end, what matters to me is just to take the dose that I want to take, so if it's like 5 grams of creatine monohydrate, then I'm taking like 5 grams. As
Yeah.
far as form of delivery, I don't care, to be honest. But I don't see any point of doing that. But props to Animal for sparkling sparking up the industry with something different.
Yeah. I mean, I like the profile on this. You got creatine, betaine, purple force, the alluvia, purple tea extract from
Yeah.
Maypro.
I like the Excel. I like the Excel version.
Yeah,
Yes, I
Schinetsky's
like the
good.
Excel as well. Yes.
Yeah. And,
When I saw the Excel version, I was like very happy to see betaine, because I'm a huge, and I will say this one more time, huge fan of betaine. I'm using like 2 different types, the betaine anhydrous that you take for the muscle building purposes, and also betaine HDL for the digestion, support. So both are like amazing, and I highly recommend everyone to take these supplements, year round.
Yeah, it also helps with liver health too.
Exactly.
Good thing.
Exactly.
And
Stack it with vodka, and you got yourself like a beauty.
yeah, turmeric,
Beauty
NAC. You'll be
Bro.
fortified against whatever.
You can take all the PEDs in the fucking world, and you will be well covered.
Again, this is not a medical opinion. This is a cultural opinion. I like the purple force. That's from our boy Dr. Hector Lopez, who's done some of the research behind that, and he sent me some goodies, some good info and research on it that I've got in my email. I need to do a deep dive into that one, man. I've got a list of about 10 different ingredients that I want to do deep dives into for the Patreon listeners or the newsletter subscribers and whatnot. That's one of them.
Hey, Lukasz, have you seen this?
Yeah. I got a tub. I got a tub. What do you think?
I just got it today. The guy.
What is that, Shane? Hold that up a little bit.
It's a really
Juicy.
hard brand to find info online, but like.
Ibiza.
Ibiza?
The
Yeah.
brand is called Gorilla Alpha, I believe. But I don't really. All I know is that someone told me it kicks like a bitch, so I was like,
What's on the profile?
What the hell?
"Oh, it's a good one."
Laundry list. Okay, so we got 500 of caffeine, 450 of Juglans, Regia.
Did you say 500 caffeine?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I didn't even read that.
Yeah, 2 scoops
Yeah,
is 500 mgs of caffeine.
God damn.
450 of Juglans Regia, 150 hordenine, 150 juniper berry extract, 30 milligrams of Infinergy, 2,500 tyrosine, 600 alpha GPC, 100 theobromine, 50 EE estrogen, and then it's also got 8,000 milligrams of citrulline, and Shane removed the tub before I could finish reading the rest of it.
4 grams of beta-alanine.
There you go.
Bro, it will be fine.
No, someone told me it's a beast. And the other one I got today was these boys.
Dark
Onslaught.
Onslaught. There we go.
Onslaught. Yeah. That's a good one.
Alpha Neon.
Did you ever try their products or not?
No, I'd known the guy. I'd messaged the guy a few times. And I also met up with
Onslaught is a very good. Yeah.
Liam from HR.
There you go.
But that Yeti one, I heard some good things. So I was like, I'll pound it. I'll give it a fuck.
Gave it to Ava for the sampling.
She walked around the expo. She was all good. The FedEx expo. She was, and then like after a few laps, she's like, "I want to get the fuck out of here, guys."
Yeah.
How was the event? Was it busy?
I mean, It was all right. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I suppose, it was a UK only show, I guess, and it wasn't really like my protein wasn't there, grain wasn't there, so it wasn't like the big guys either. So it was kind of like a small to mid-sized show, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Got to talk to some of those guys at these brands that I hadn't spoken to before, so it's kind of cool. Met the review bros.
Hey, there you go. Craig and Aaron.
How people reacted to your presence? Did they like said something? You know, oh,
I didn't wear a shirt or anything, so no one knew who the fuck I was. I was just walk around with my business card.
Yeah, but like I said, when you were approaching brands, did they say something?
I didn't approach any brands.
Oh, okay.
I just went up to people that I knew already.
Okay.
More formula, relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
I had spoken to these guys before, like HR Labs, but I just hadn't seen them in person before, so I guess it was kind of cool to. And some people came up to me that I hadn't spoken to before. Didn't ask. Just like, okay, cool. Guess you know me from somewhere.
Maybe from the podcast.
Yeah, one of the 3 people that listen to the podcast.
Yeah, we got more than 3. I mean, we can name them here. We got Brooke, we got Devin, we got Chris, we got Sridhar.
Oh, Sridhar. Yeah.
Chapilla.
In my mind, we
Chris?
just go Sridhar. That's it. Sridhar. That's it. We got one.
Yeah, that's the one.
I would have stayed there longer, but I feel like I was a bit sick and I was getting a bit dizzy, so I was like, motherfucker, I don't want to pass out here.
Yeah.
There's some big fucking dudes though.
Yeah,
Chapilla.
I can imagine.
4th of July celebrated with American brand alcohol, or is there tequila okay too? It's kind of un-American if you're not celebrating with American sourced spirits, which bourbon, America's spirit. Use bourbon. Drink wisely. You can go for an American beer too, or an American energy drink. You can do that if you're Shane. Shane, when I see you in October, you say you'd never had alcohol and you don't like alcohol.
Oh, motherfucker, don't be one of those guys that's like, oh, you wait till you try this one. Oh, fuck's sake.
No. And you have how do I put this? A predilection for Diet Coke, am I correct?
Okay, see, this. Everybody, look, I've been, how old am I? 30, 34, 35? I've been on this earth for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Right?
You have.
So the one argument that I've been through, every time people pitch alcohol, especially the people that don't drink it, right?
Yeah.
It's one of 2 or 3 strategies. Oh, you're a pussy. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll be a pussy.
Oh no,
whatever.
I don't think it's that.
Right.
I don't like.
Some people say that. The other one is you just haven't tried the right one, right? And they'll be like, oh, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one. The worst one, and the one that is immediately defeatable, is when someone says, oh, you'll love this, it tastes like this. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Why don't I just drink the fucking original thing? Why would I? And then the only benefit is that, you're going to get smashed off your face. It's like, I need to get smashed on my face to have a good time, bitch, okay?
You don't get
I'm
smashed
good.
off your face. It's only 5% alcohol. I mean, that might be enough to get like.
Were you gonna say it tastes like Coke Zero or something?
It does. This tastes exactly like Coke Zero.
Then why the fuck didn't I just drink Coke Zero?
Because it doesn't have alcohol.
There you go. That's my point. The only argument that people then have is like, if it tastes like something else. I'm like, I remember someone said that they gave me the. I think it's like, is it like a mudslide or something? Like it was like a chocolatey alcohol.
Yeah. Mudslide is Kahlua and.
Yeah, they're like, dude, it
Bailey's
tastes like
and
chocolate
something
milkshake.
else. Yeah.
I had one sip and I was like, bitch, this does not taste like a chocolate milkshake. This is even remotely the same thing.
Yeah, it's got a little off. It's got a little aftertaste.
A little off. It tasted closer to piss than it did a chocolate milkshake. Either way, I was like, next time, I'm just going to drink a fucking chocolate milkshake if I want a chocolate milkshake.
Right,
I'm not touching alcohol at all.
No.
Yeah, but see, this is my point. This is the same argument that people have. It's like, it tastes like something like that you already enjoy. Well, then why don't I just fucking drink that?
Yeah, you certainly can. I had the little sports bar and grill I was working at the other day. The bartender was saying, "Hey, we just got this in," and he said, "Man, I swear." He says, "I'm not a big drinker," and I find it weird the bartender saying I'm not a big drinker because usually you assume like, if you're working back there, you probably are. he says, "Hey, I got this. Just here, give it a shot." And so I tried it, and it's almost like I would say it's more Zevia kind of cola flavor than true Diet Coke, but it's good enough to pass for a Diet Cola kind of flavor, and it's got 5% ABV, which is the same as all those other hard White Claw seltzers. So Gerhard would like it.
Or you could just have some Diet Coke, Coke Zero.
Right, yeah, Diet Coke, and then you take the liter of Everclear and you just take a swig of that and you go back. No, kidding.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. It seems to be the idea just to sneak the alcohol in, but it's never really appealed to me.
Right.
Speaking of people, I never understood this when because I never drank, so when I went to parties or something, I usually take a glass of water or like Coke Zero or something like that.
Yeah.
And people were like saying, "Oh, you are like a nail of the party. You're like killer of the entire like thing." And I'm like,
That's
bitch.
dumb.
But how's my thing, influences you? That's my thing. I'm not drinking, so it doesn't matter to me if you're gonna drink or not. You can pour like how many shots you want, but I'm not gonna do that, because that's my individual preference, So I never understood what people
I just
like.
don't go.
Yeah.
No,
well,
I can.
Or go ahead, Lucas.
I can go to listen. I can go to a party, or like to maybe like a dinner or something, when just like people meet, and talk about something.
Dinner.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I have to drink, or something. Because I said, when you go to a restaurant, you have like your menu, so you choose what you want to eat, right?
Yeah.
It's not just saying like you got burgers and that's basically it. You got the whole different stuff that you can choose from. So that's my whole point, of this. So just like treat people with respect, and like I said,
I just don't go to parties. I've never been to a party and been like, man, why didn't I come to this sooner?
No, and I think if you're one of those weird people, and I understand that's probably more commonplace than it should be. But even in college, because I didn't really drink at all my first couple of years in college, I was very much on the straight and narrow thing. And then you get a little older, you try a couple of things here and there and all that stuff.
I mean, you had a girlfriend throughout college, so I mean,
I did, but I mean, Sandy wasn't a big drinker in college either. And we both went to the same parties and everything like that, all the Tiger Band parties and whatnot. But it was never like if you went up and somebody said you're not drinking, you just I was like, hey man, I'm good. Or everybody was walking around with a red Solo cup. Nobody looked in your thing and said, why aren't you drinking this? Are you drinking just water? Or if you're at a bar and you're really self-conscious about it, get a club soda with a twist of lime. Somebody will think you're drinking vodka and something like that. It does. But if you are that insecure of a douchebag to go and like mock somebody or try to force them to drink just because you're miserable in your own life and you have to drink to have good fun, that's your fucking problem. That's not the problem with the people that don't want to drink. So if the three of us ever get together at the sports bar or something like that and I have a nice bourbon, I'm not going to shove it in your face and say, you're missing life, guys. You got to do this. I don't understand that mindset whatsoever. If you're happy doing your thing, do it. And like Chapilla's question here, sure. If you like tequila, you don't like bourbon, you don't like American beer, drink whatever makes you happy. It doesn't matter. But it's America's birthday. You got to drink something.
It reminds me of my good friend that was in university with me, and he was always saving my ass when we were like going to a parties or something.
Yeah.
Because when someone was asking him why he's not drinking, or like people wanted to like shovel alcohol to my mouth or something, he was like, "Oh, bro, don't ask him. He's on a cycle."
You're gonna say you're diabetic too, because diabetics shouldn't really drink alcohol because it makes them hypoglycemic real bad.
But
I was just didn't like the taste. I just didn't like the.
Yeah. Yeah, and truth be told, alcohol it doesn't taste good. The first few times you ever try, especially if it's shitty beer.
It all smells and tastes the same. So I mean, if you say you don't like the taste of alcohol, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like it. I mean, it's the same. I'm not going to force somebody to drink coffee if they don't like coffee. Just whatever. It's not for everybody, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So, Gorilla Alpha been popping up. What is Gorilla Alpha?
Is that the one that I just showed? Yeah,
so
it's
is that
tricky.
The flavor, or is it the brand?
So the brand is like, I had trouble finding this brand online because I didn't know what the name was. Like, I looked up like Yeti because I think they were calling it like that was they were referring to it as.
Yeah.
But there's no Yeti text on here.
Mm.
And the brand name, which I believe is Gorilla Alpha, is way up here, very small, but not on the front. And so if you look at this, you would think it's called Ibiza juice.
Yeah.
But I gotta
But
say, the
brand is
really
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
But I don't think they make their name very well. They make their name obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
I have trouble. Like I had trouble being like, oh, get the Yeti brand. I'm like, the fuck is the Yeti brand? It's cool. I don't even think it's a Yeti. The brand's called Gorilla Alpha. I think it's just a white gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ava calls them snow gorillas.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called it a Yeti. I think of Yeti more of like the like Bigfoot or something, not a monkey type creature.
Yeah, it's yeah, here we go. Gorilla Alpha Yeti juice. Yeti juice. Ah, yeah. So there's a different version in Ibiza juice. I think maybe is that like a special edition version of Yeti juice?
Let me pull that up and see if I can find it.
I don't know what I bought. What did I buy? Is this like a beast version?
Well, it's packed.
Yeah, so it's meant to be like a. Oh, so it's like a special edition.
Yeah. Yeti juice.
Yeah.
It's pretty much got everything that the regular does, but a little
Yeah.
bit extra.
Yeah. 7,000 of citrulline malate, 4,000 beta-alanine, 4,000 arginine alpha ketoglutarate.
Try it from the expo.
Juglans, DMAE, hordenine, 400 of theanine. With that many stimulants, I mean, some people probably want that.
Hey, I'm gonna give it a ride tomorrow.
There you go. One thing, Capilla, going back to your previous question about what to drink on 4th of July, you cannot drink any British beverages, no British adult beverages, because that is pretty much the whole purpose of 4th of July. Broke away from our tyrannical forefathers. Unfair taxation. So no English pub style ales, none of that shit. Or it'll be permanently removed from the stream. Kidding. Yeah. Okay. Shane, I have a question for you.
Is it an easy question?
Why do I itch when I exercise?
Yeah, you like that.
I do.
Click it. Now you know. There you go.
I
You
don't
can
know.
read it later.
It broke. Why do I itch when I exercise? Picture it. After a cold weather hiatus from running, you've decided to ramp up your cardio.
This is interesting because to be honest, like it's kind of like when I looked up, like when you get sick, why does your nose get runny?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why the nose gets runny because you just constantly want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to figure out when I was sick, I was like, why the fuck does my body keep producing this mucus shit if I want to get rid of it? And it was the idea of us, from my understanding, was that your body produces it to block any infections coming in.
Yeah.
But throughout the entire process of being sick, you're trying to get rid of it. So I'm like, this seems fucking annoying. But anyway, this was interesting. I thought I know obviously you get itchy from beta-alanine, but I just had never known.
Exactly the same thing applies to like when you're like cold and you have a high temperature and people are like panicking straight from the get-go and they're like trying to like take medicines,
Yeah, you're just trying to get rid of the symptoms.
Yeah, because they want to try to get symptoms while your organism just wants to like fight the inflammation, fight the virus. That's why it brings the temperature up. So that's why it's important just to like you need to like take a breather and just like have a chill,
Nah, dude,
instead
I'm
of
the opposite.
popping pills.
Pop the pills, keep on going.
Uh,
I'm the worst. There was a sponsored section next to that, right? I believe, like a little tag, like a sponsored ad. That's
Yeah,
like
it
an
says
ad
sponsored.
thing that we're trying out.
Yeah.
We had a new one that I'm trying out that it only works on mobile. So if you shrink your screen down to like 300 and click on 5 different pages, it should pop up. Should.
That's cool.
The idea was that like it was similar.
Yeah, there's
just make sure it's an old. Oh yeah, there you go.
Did you make these graphics, Shane, or are these the sponsors providing?
No,
these?
there's a stock. There's a stocks that they provide.
Okay. Very interesting.
The pop-up one I've always wanted to do, but like ages and ages ago, Google introduced like when you visit a site, and then like a pop-up immediately comes up and covers the page.
Mm-hmm.
So Google would downrank you if at any part of your page a major percentage of an ad was taken up the page. So if you visited a site and a pop-up covered 100%, Google would like penalize you because like, this isn't user-friendly. So I never got to do the pop-up. And then I started seeing Google doing the ad that I was talking about, and the way that they did it was that they would show it before you left the page rather than when you arrived. I was like, well, this is a fucking intriguing way to get around the rule that they kind of created.
Yeah.
Hence the ad that we added. I think currently we're just testing it with random shit, but yeah.
Very interesting. I'm curious about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Greg Doucette is Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah.
What's he know about Patriot and Rocket Pop? What's he know about America?
Mutant just did the same thing.
I know. What do they know about that? This is all kidding, because
they got big salespeople in the US, big sales presence.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this isn't real, but what America knows about French fries? Come on, guys.
See? Well, we call them freedom fries. That's why. They are freedom fries. Get that French shit out of here, man. Freedom fries.
And your maple syrup? The fuck do you know about maple syrup?
Yeah, we import it all. There we go. And then subtle reminder to everyone: never miss an update with our Stack 3D daily emails. You can enter your email right here.
Majority of people that sign up to that are industry. Like I've looked at the list of people that are signed up to that.
Yeah.
It's like at Glambia, at GZ.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
At
it's
Ghost,
just
at Apollon, at all the import.
No, like not brands.
Oh,
like,
just like
ingredient companies. Like, yeah, it's really strange. Like people that I wouldn't have even thought gave a shit, and I'm like, damn. Close. I already signed myself up to it anyway.
No, I didn't want to put your actual email on there in case all the listeners are watching.
I already signed myself up. I need to bump up my numbers.
There you go. Well, here, I'll give you another one right now. There you go. Okay. You're welcome, Shane.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
I got 5.
I'm all up there with all the big wigs from Glambia. Have you tried the new Specimen Max?
I want to, but, it's your hippie, bro.
Yeah, I guess you can't get it in there. Well,
I could, I mean, I don't really know. I've been told that you can just ship it.
Yeah, like, are they going to crack open your package and see?
Yeah, apparently they do. I don't know. I've asked some people. Some people said yes, some people said no. So I'm more inclined to believe the less consequence version. So I'm kind of like, I just leave it.
Yeah.
But I've heard that it's very similar to other versions, and the formula is quite similar to like GFY and that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be very curious to try this. Everything I've tried from them, stimulation-wise, I mean, it kicks you in the teeth.
Everything stimulation-wise works, but then like I feel even from their original to later pre-workouts, they are very eerily similar. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's kind of what you want when you go for a brand. If you like their pre-workout, you want to like their other ones. But I guess if you've got like 5 different pre-workouts, sometimes you want like a variety, like Apollon. Apollon's got different experiences.
Yeah.
And C4, I guess, is similar as well. They got a big variety of experiences. Whereas Glaxon, I feel, there's a little more tighter. Like if you like this, you like this, and you like this.
Right.
So I'm gonna try this when I get back to the US in 3 months.
There you go.
Yeah. It'll be on my shopping list.
I'm curious to try this. I need to pop down to Glaxon's headquarters. They're only 2.5 hours away from me. I need to go down there again and hang out with the guys.
I was at the FedEx today, and the review bros were like, "Yeah, man, we drove was a train or they drove 6.5 hours. I was like,
See?
who the fuck is going 6.5 hours to an expo? God damn, man.
What else are they gonna do?
I don't know. Not that.
It's a weekend.
Jerk off for 3 hours. I don't know. 6 hour drive that's a long travel, man. I said to them, I was like, don't you feel bad that you could have flown to New York in the same time? but instead you're going to Liverpool? Like, it's...
I mean, those wily Brits.
I'm sure they got a much higher, fan base here than in the US. That's probably why they decided to go.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a lot of people there, but I mean, it was not filled aisles. It was more like people...
Yeah.
I think going and seeing the brands that they knew rather than going there to see brands that they hadn't seen before. Maybe, I don't know.
Size-wise, was it bigger than Body Power?
I mean, the last Body Power I went to was pre-COVID, but it wasn't close to that. I feel like that's a hard gauge. It was... I would say in terms of size... No, not even the last Olympia I went to, which wasn't that great.
One hall of the FIBO?
No, like there wasn't... You might have had 10, 20 people in each aisle walking. It's not a lot. But it was a lot of clothing, a lot of events were going on. They had MMA, they had lifting.
Oh, yeah.
They had like 3 different... There was a strongman, there was a CrossFit, there was another strongman, another like max lifts. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but as far as like, brands and so on, did you saw like, many vendors and many exhibitors?
I'll tell you what, considering it was probably a quarter of the size of the Arnold this year, they had the same amount of supplement companies, maybe more. Which isn't a testament to the FedEx, more of a testament to how bad the Arnold was.
More clothes and gym apparel than supplements?
A lot of clothes. Oh, not more than supplements.
That's what I thought so.
But a good amount. Like, none of them I knew, but it was a good amount.
Did supplement needs were there, maybe?
They were there.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I didn't wear a shirt, so a lot of people don't know who the fuck I am. But if I said, like I had a billboard that said Stack, people would be like, oh, this guy.
Yeah.
But I was pissed off because I put an order in fucking 2 weeks ago, got their GDA and that, whatever that fucking name of that thing was, I can't remember the name.
Taste?
Yeah, that one. And then at the expo they had 20% off. It was way better than Dr. Dean's deal discount. His was like
10% or something, right?
Yeah, this was 20%. It was way better. Might have been able to stack the discounts.
You should have asked him for that. I mean, you are the industry leader in supplement news.
Yeah, but I'm not going to walk. That's why I went around and bought this shit. I don't want to go around being like, hey, do you know who I am, bitch?
You know who I am, bitch?
Google me.
As it is, when we walked in, they didn't... we bought tickets and everything, but
yeah,
like you didn't get a badge or anything. I don't know if this was just for me, but we got in at maybe just after 10, opened at 9:30.
Yeah.
They just said, go down to Hall B. We went down to Hall B, and then we walked straight in. No one asked for our pass. No one asked for our ticket. No one asked for anything. I was like, I bought a ticket. I'm not a criminal. If anyone asked, I bought a ticket. I got it. But, yeah.
Yeah. So they didn't even check it or anything like that?
They had a security gate where you like had a metal detector, and then when you went after that, we were just looking around for someone to show them the ticket because I bought it. And then they were just like, go down to Hall B. Went to Hall B. There was no one there, and Hall B was just a door, so we went in the door. We're looking around, but we couldn't see anyone.
Interesting.
I think that's I think that was the second edition of the show, right?
Yeah, they did it first time last year, second time this year.
Yeah.
Pretty good, I would think, considering it's all like smaller guys. Granite was there.
Oh, that's good.
Bucked Up was there as well.
Granite?
Granite
Meadows'
supplements.
company?
Yeah. I thought it was their distributor, but it must be some partnership or something. Because when I left, the guy that I know there, Chase, was like, "You gonna stop by the booth?" I was like, "I didn't fucking know you were here." So, and he must have come from the US. So, yeah.
Good, man. I'm glad to see they're still up. And I bought a bag of their Vaso Blast about
Yeah.
2 months ago, and I'm probably halfway through it now. I use it every now and then. It's good. I mean, the flavoring is solid. The profile is awesome. Yeah, I've got no qualms with it. I like it a lot. So
John left something good behind him. So yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, their booth was one of the biggest there. For supplements, at least. CMP was there as well.
CNP is like an enormous brand, especially in the UK.
Yeah, and Chemical Warfare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was quite a few. It's pretty cool to see like just that range of pretty much only
Local.
UK. Yeah.
Local brand. What about Naughty Boy?
He wasn't there. He was, but he wasn't exhibiting.
I know.
I mean, Applied wasn't. They didn't have a booth dedicated to them. They partnered with someone who was actually already there.
So someone had their stuff. Okay.
I believe it was like a coach or like a soccer trainer or something like that. And then they just said, "Oh yeah, we'll set up around you."
Yeah.
That wasn't entirely Applied, but you know they're in Liverpool, so I suppose you might not necessarily want to make a big noise at an event in Liverpool when you are from Liverpool, and probably everyone already knows you anyway.
Yeah.
And they had a kids fake weight bar.
I saw that you had your daughter
I was
lifting.
disappointed. She picked it up and she did like the full-on Olympic lift, held it above her head, but
Yeah.
she fucking straight armed it. I was like, "Bitch, this is way too light for you. What are you doing?" Clearly, and it was made as just a toy. I was like, "I don't want toys. We need to increase this. We need to slap some more on."
Exactly. Get some more 2.5s on the side.
Yeah. She's doing the bicep curl because they had like a kids dumbbell, and then they had a bicep curl challenge next door.
Yeah.
So she was replicating the with a
Hey, Mutant
toothpick.
always does this challenge when you like pick the bags and you stand like like an ego basically.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe next time Ava should grab some bags of Mutant. Maybe she will want something for you, man.
She ain't gonna about to hold up any bags. Maybe if they're empty.
She might.
What, those mutant bags? How heavy are those? 15 pounds?
It's,
20 pounds?
No
five
idea.
kgs, right?
Yeah, it's 12 pounds. So those two bags are heavier than her. She's 11 or 12. I mean, that would be like me stiff arming 50 kilos each other.
By the way, I wanted to ask you: does she shows any interest in sports? Did you see like a trend in her, or like maybe some kind of like fascination in any kind of sport? I'm not saying just like lifting, but did you see like interest? Because when I was talking with my friend this week, he also have a young daughter, and he was already saying that because he's training jiu-jitsu for like almost 25 years, and he's taking her like each week for his training sessions because he can't like leave her at home alone.
Yeah.
So she's just like staying with him, and she's just like admiring everything. And he said to me that, man, she's picking up like all the techniques like super fast, and when he comes back home, she's like trying to imitate what she saw on the training session. So I was just like wondering if Ava like shows any interest in any kind of sport.
Oh yeah, like when she did the Olympic lift today, when she raised it above her head, that was purely because she'd just seen us. I mean, I don't do overhead press, but like she's seen a lot of the videos on our phones and shit like that. So she's she's at the gym in New Zealand. She'll chill and just sit there and watch us and train. She'll pick up things up. She's very, since we've left, she's been very aware. So like when we put her in daycare, it took her a little while, and then she kind of started talking. We thought she was like slow, a little bit messed up. I don't know. And then she started talking, and then we were like, oh, okay, but it wasn't great. Like there were kids coming out of her class that were like spitting rhymes. I was like, shit. What is she's? And then when we left, she's like, her vocabulary shot through the roof, and she'll throw things out in sentences. The other day, she's like, oh, I need my glasses for better vision. And I'm like, excuse me? The fuck you know the word vision? And she was like Barbie. Barbie has vision glasses. And I'm like, shit. But she would use things, and she picks it up and around her. So I always find that regardless of if I took her to the gym every day, she's automatically going to think, I don't think it's necessarily that she's taking a shine to it. Like if you put a soccer ball, American football, a tennis ball, then you might be able to be like, okay, which one would she prefer? But when she's got these things in front of her, all she's doing is just, I don't think she thinks 2 hours ago or 2 hours ahead. I think she thinks of like now and literally whenever she needs to take a shit, and that's it. So whenever she sees anything, she just, when she goes to the gym, she'll be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. When she watched Kung Fu Panda, she did the skadoosh pinch on me every single fucking day. But like, she came up to me, she was like, douche. And I'm like, the fuck you doing? And then we kind of put it together. So when you put things in front of kids, I think that they won't like, they'll just take it in like crazy. Yeah. So I think if I put her in front of like karate or lifting or CrossFit or running, she would just take it in. I think it would be more importantly giving her a variety of things, and then let's see which thing she does good at. Because I think that people will always like what they're really good at. Like if you run a race and you love it, but like you get last or lapped like every time, you're probably not going to love it when you learn how much you're getting your ass whipped. But if you're doing a race and you're whipping their ass, you're probably like, fuck yeah, this is sweet as hell.
Yeah.
Like in the gym, you gravitate to exercises where you're like, I can fucking do more than everyone on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that it'd be more about letting her, like we just gave her Lego 2 weeks ago. Now she fucking loves it. She'll be playing with that shit for about 2 hours at a time. It's crazy.
Do you plan to like, I'm not saying like push her into like, you know, some kind of like activity, but maybe just to like try to attract her to something like a physical, you know?
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's?
I wholeheartedly believe that if you get into like, because I was brought up as a swimmer, train morning, train night, train morning, train night, race, like train 10 times a week for a race that's in like 6 months, like putting 6 months worth of work into one race and knowing what it takes, dedication and consistency. I think that's a lesson that you can tell someone that teaches you for like, when people go on a weight loss diet for like a week, I didn't lose any weight. But if you have that experience knowing that sometimes shit can take 6 months, your mindset's very different. Yeah. And you can know like what things might take. And I wholeheartedly believe that it'd be more about what sport she does. But I think, I'm not going to push her into any specific sport, but I think learning that, like training for something to better yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's it's like a lifelong lesson. Like beating the shit out of yourself to get better. I think that's something that everyone should learn.
Yeah.
But whatever sport, I mean, she's tiny as shit. She's gained 1 kilo in a year. At that rate, she might be 20 by 20. So, I mean, I don't know what sport she's gonna do, but
she a picky eater? As far as like, you know, as far as foods?
Not really.
I'm asking because like, for example, like my cousin, when he was like younger, he was super picky, and he didn't like eat like, to him like vegetables or even fruits were like just like tragedy to eat. You know, he was just like eating
They are
potato,
tragedy. They're gross.
potatoes, maybe some meat, and that's basically it. You know, and you know he stuck to this kind of like a diet for I don't know 18 years or something, and after that, you know, he changed so much, you know, but since then. So I'm just like, and he was always like super thin, you know, and very small. And since he's like started to this like, you know, incorporating more foods to his like diet, you know, he saw that, you know, it can impact his overall, you know, behaviors and so on so dramatically. So I was just like, I'm just curious, you know, because she's in this kind of like age, you know, that you know she should start like, you know, showing more fascination to different, you know, stuff, including like foods, you know, and especially
If you put
the fact that you know, because I know that she is looking at you and Nikki, and you are like a type of a people that you're like traveling all the time. So she's like every month she's basically in a different environment. So you know she has a different perception to like all the things that like that is approaching her. So sorry for asking that much questions, you know, but I
she
think
says
it's
it all
a
the time because we go to the gym. So I go, Nikki stays back, watches her, then Nikki goes, or vice versa. She always says, "When can I come to the gym with you? I want to train. But not because she wants to exercise, but because she's like, I want to go do what you guys are doing. That must be so fun."
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I feel like she likes something, she'll pick up on it. But me and Nikki, we're both incredibly skinny people. I didn't weigh more than 130 pounds up until 17, maybe 18. So I was and my doctor always asked me why I was so skinny. Did I not get fed? But my brother was big. Well, not big, but he was bigger. And then my sister was quite large because she had like a thyroid condition. So she was always like heavier than us tiny little bitches. But then, and Nikki was the same. She was very like, I don't know, I assume sub 100 pounds, maybe in that realm. So we were stick, gross, skinny. And then when I got a hold of that gym, man, whoo.
The vegetables made you bulk up, didn't they?
I didn't fucking eat vegetables. I ate that gold standard way. Gold standard in the gym, and shit just, that's when I was hooked. When I saw the fact that you could do that, I'm like, so like it wasn't puberty, it was training. I was like, holy shit, this is like puberty, but I get to look like a beast. I thought it was the best thing in the world. That's when I was hooked.
There you go.
Yeah.
Couldn't turn back from there. And then it's just, it's the coolest shit in the world.
There you go.
That's cool.
Right. Segueing. Shane is an energy drink fan.
You talking about Bruce Buffer? Oh yeah.
It's time. I love seeing him do the announcement for the UFC.
I would love to replicate it right now, but because my voice is a bit off, I would just end up screaming.
Yeah.
I saw this and I was like, I'm sharing it. And I was like, it's like
awesome.
4 or 5 months old. I don't give a shit. And then they hit me up saying that they're launching in the US soon. And
he's not British, so I'm wondering why they're launching in Britain first.
He's not.
Well, then why is this in? Why did you put it in pounds first?
I thought he was British.
Bruce Buffer? No.
I have no idea.
Does he sound British?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's about as American as you get.
Well, why is it launched in the US?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Wait, is that where he lives, or is that where he's born?
Maybe
he was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, you've heard him talk. He doesn't sound like a Brit.
Oh hell no!
No.
I think it was probably easier for him to launch in UK than in US. Just like imagine how much brands are in US and how much of a competition he had to like battle with.
If that was the strategy, I have never heard of anyone trying to launch in a shitty market or a smaller market than their own, because it would be way harder for him to start up a business outside.
Yeah.
But then the other thing was, these guys hit me up as soon as it went live. They messaged me and then they said, "Oh, his brother's got one too, Michael Buffer.
There you go.
Let's get ready to rumble energy drink."
Yep. Yeah.
Fucking.
Hey, I mean, if you want to reach out to Bruce and see if he wants to come on the podcast, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Get right on that, Shane. Okay. Dude, I'll try this. Just
You know what I
because
should do?
I like Bruce Buffer.
I should, because they said they're launched in the US. I was like, tell you what, you let me know when the announcement is, and I'll announce it. But I should say, can he do an intro to my podcast?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a good one.
There's no way in hell they're gonna see return on like, oh yeah. Although to be honest, it would only take him like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's time for the
takes
Stacks
5 seconds.
podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you could communicate. I don't know what kind of, you'd have to get some very super high end microphone to capture that, because he put some power into it.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he would kill it. He would use this kind of microphone, and he would kill it.
He would need to stand really far away for its time, and then get really close for the Stacks Up book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should ask, just for the hell of it. And then I should see if Michael Buffer will do a separate one.
That would be good.
I feel like he probably charges per time to like, if you just want him to say your name, it's probably like, oh, whatever. But if you want him to say a signature catchphrase, it'd be like $1,000 each.
$10,000 a pop.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because they are trademarked. That "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" is trademarked.
Although
interestingly, this is a 500
in there.
Yeah, that's what I thought was weird. And it's a 500 half a liter drink, so like close to your 16 ounce, and then the other one's a 330, which is like a 12.
Are they by the same company or are they different companies?
I don't know. I didn't ask, but like the person hit me up about this one from its time. So I'm assuming there's some sort of connection, but this is much newer than the other one anyway.
Yeah. Ow, that's gotta hurt. A tattoo? Getting a tattoo right there? That cannot feel good. Ouch.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted to get from that picture.
Yeah.
Good on you, Robert.
I mean, yeah, I know.
Your man card is confiscated.
I mean, I'm a happily married man, so I notice things like that more.
Yeah, it's like when you're out late at night, and instead of saying someone, "Oh my God, the girl's legs are amazing," you're like, "Jesus Christ, isn't she cold? She needs to get home to her dad." Jesus, just like, "Oh fuck, I'm old."
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
I thought these were cool. You know what? I might try and hit them up when they ask me about the US launch. I might I might try it. I might swing it.
Go for it.
I'll just be like, look, you don't have to, but it would be really cool if he could record a 10-second intro to my podcast.
Yeah. The Wolfberry. I mean, I understand it's a lot of marketing hype, but I like the name of it.
You know what it is, eh?
Yeah, it's goji berry. Yeah.
Yeah. Even I was like, there's no way there's a thing called Wolfberry. That's got to be a name for something else that I haven't come across it before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
That can be a good flavor due to the wolfberry extract addition. Just saying.
That's the other thing. This one is low sugar, low carbs. And then the other one, Michael Buffer's, is like straight up 22 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why he put BCAAs.
That's the company probably doing it from a marketing thing.
For muscle protein synthesis and recovery.
Yeah, but it's like, how much milligrams?
To be honest, he
650?
does say it too. So
Or
give him credit.
550. Yeah.
Give him credit. He tells you.
675.
He's telling you how much.
Yeah.
200 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
How much carbs? 5.9.
Yeah.
A light 5.9. in Shane's terminology, a light.
That passes for me. Michael Buffer, 22 grams though. I don't know if I can drink that.
That's half of Shane's carb intake for the day.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll try them if I ever see them in the store around here.
The other thing, because I know that Tyson Fury got one too.
Did he?
He's got an energy drink out here. So I'm wondering maybe if it's like connected to that. I don't know. Different sports, I guess, for Bruce Buffer. Tyson Fury's came out probably a little longer ago. I can't remember. But it's it's quite a few. It's definitely it seems to be the trend now is people doing the energy drink instead of a pre-workout.
Yeah, or a whole supplement brand or something.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when you got the money that the Buffer brothers do, I mean, it's this.
Yeah,
is
I didn't
nothing for them
even
trying to get started with this.
I didn't even realize how big of a following he has, and I thought I was just going to be tagging some. Like I know who he is.
Yeah.
And I go to his Instagram, and he's got 1.1 million followers. I was like, the fuck?
Wow.
He's not even a ring girl. He's a ring announcer.
Hey man.
There's another one. I see there's ring girls, and I'm like, isn't she cold? There's an open air stadium. She needs to put a jacket on. That's when you know you're too old, is when you just make these comments and just like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I've been out late at night, and I'm like, I see these girls that look like they're like 16, and I'm like, shouldn't she be in bed? And I'm like, actually, she's probably 25, and I'm just like a really old dude right now. Nikki always says, me and her are the same. We're just like, I think those people are old enough to drink. It's like, bullshit. She's 16. Yeah. She needs to go home. She's got school tomorrow.
We're officially old now. There we go. It came and went like that. We're done.
Yeah.
Past our prime. Well, Sandy's definitely past her prime. I mean, she just turned 37 last week, so it's off to the glue factory for her.
Happy birthday to Sandy. She's now in my age.
Yeah, I'm the young pup. A spry 36.
I'm 30. I'm 35 in 2 months.
There you go. I'll be 37 in 5 weeks.
Birthday in Poland, man.
Well, we'll have a birthday feast at the Apollon seminar in October, and I'll make Shane drink a whole bunch of nasty alcoholic colas. Or I'll
just slip it in there, Lucas. Just slip it in there.
Yeah, man.
I was curious about this.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember how this question came up. Because obviously your body decreases testosterone and stuff like that as you age, right?
Yep.
I was curious if anyone... I didn't look it up. I probably should have. I probably have the answer. Is this one of those things where, like, when your phone gets to low battery, it can turn on power saving mode? So essentially, for the last 10%, it can actually last as long as the first 90%. There's the idea behind your body lowering its testosterone due to the fact that it's like, well, if it can function at lower rates for longer, we're going to be able to live longer? Because obviously, like, your body would know, like, when something's wrong.
Yeah.
Your body's going to react to it before you even see any of it coming, right?
Right.
Like, naturally. So your body might be able to know, like, okay, this is a hypothetical. I can't remember where this discussion came from. I was talking to someone about it on just the because testosterone lowers after 30 and whatever. And I was saying, we were saying, so like, let's just say your body knew that your heart could only last until you're 60, right?
Yeah.
And then your testosterone's like, well, if we lower ourselves at 35 and maintain less of this and less of that, and we lower the functions of this organ and this organ, we could probably push to 75. Because theoretically, your body would know. Or what's the idea behind your body lowering the testosterone? Is it just because it can't keep it up?
Yep. I see what you did there. Get that? That was an unknowing pun. Get that? Yeah. I would say...
I understand the idea that your body lowers it because it can't keep up. But obviously, your body can keep it up because if you use like a TRT or anything like that, it can do it, right?
Correct.
So it's not that it's not. It's just that it's not. it sees better reason to not. That was my question. Was that does your body lower these things to
like
make
a life
sure that
preservation mechanism or something?
yeah, and obviously
see-
your body's gonna know like the time. It's gonna know your clock. Like it's gonna know when it's. Well, I have some idea because obviously the testosterone lowers at different ages.
Yeah.
Like
Fucker, don't have too much time left.
yeah, like
That's
yeah,
fine.
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Your body would naturally genetically know like okay, we're gonna lower it because everyone changes, right? Some people lower at 30, some people at 40, some like at 50. So your body would that not make sense? Like if someone lowers at 40, they're like, oh, that's because you're gonna be able to last to this time. Obviously, like other things play a part, like when you drink and when you smoke and you do all this shit.
Right.
But I was just curious what the idea behind it was, because obviously your body can do it, and it's not like your organs just die off. The testosterone organs don't die off; they still can't. They just lower naturally. So I was just curious what the idea behind it, bodily functions.
Yeah, I mean, I think on average, there's about a 1% decline in testosterone levels starting around 30, 35, and that happens, at regular intervals. I would say the life preservation mechanism makes a touch of sense, but at the same time, there's a pretty good amount of data showing that low testosterone levels, the lower your levels are, the greater risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, depression, all of these other things, early death, all of this other stuff happens with lower testosterone levels. So that's where I'm kind of seeing like that's where the rub is where. So I wonder if it's even something more like primal than that. So rewind back a couple 100,000 years when man was just starting to get around. We weren't living to 35, 40, 50, 60 years old. It was like 25, 30. You were a grandpa by 40 back in the Stone Age. So have our bodies not evolved to realize that increased lifespan yet? So I don't know that, and I'm not an evolutionary biologist.
I suppose
or
it wouldn't necessarily come down to testosterone because obviously many different functions decline.
Yeah.
But I was just curious what is that. I suppose if you're saying low testosterone can lead to like other side effects, but I guess your body can sometimes like it could shut something down because it's like, dude, this is what we need to do this. If anything else happens, eat a dick. Like I feel like your body would do that sometimes. Like when something goes wrong and it's like, well, we can't do this because your body will do this just naturally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
That's
just curious.
Good question. We need to get somebody that's smarter than us on here to answer that question.
Because testosterone was just the topic, but I know that obviously other functions of the human body and other organs decrease over time.
Yeah.
I was just curious because they function like really well up until a certain point, and they're just like, nah, dude, we're just gonna chill out naturally.
Yeah.
And I was just curious if that was something where you would just ease in, like they just did that to make you last longer.
Yeah, I guess it's more of like, hey, we're young, we're virile, we're gonna pop out as many, viable seeds as possible to prolong the species, and then after that, once like you've got that one little peak area of like max potency, and then after that, it just starts to naturally wane because it realizes.
But do you think that if your body had its organs running as well as it did at 20 for 60 years, and then you had your body running as good as it did 20 up until 30, and then it just slowed the function down, do you think that it would last longer than the person who's going at 100% for 60? Not necessarily, like I said, not testosterone, right? Because again, there's many things that get shit. Metabolism,
I get what you're saying, like
it all turns into dick.
Yeah, if we burn too hot too fast, we eventually just burn out completely. Versus we burn hot for a little bit and then we taper back, and that lets us coast for a little bit longer. I understand what you're saying. It's just it's a really interesting way to look at it.
I can't remember why it
we need
came
to have
up.
a biologist on here or something like that to discuss these
I'm sure
concepts.
someone could explain it.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Do you think it has to do something with the telomeres and the genetic variables?
But that was the thing. That's what I'm saying. Genetics, because genetic would be a nice blueprint, and technically, I guess if you could, like, read it like a book, it would. If you combined all the calculations, you could, I guess, theoretically figure out how long something would last and all this shit. But if anything's gonna know, it would be the body. So the body might. That's why I was like, we had a deep conversation. But my point was like, your body's like, okay, dude, this organ has to chill out at this point in time.
Right.
So it can last until this time.
What I'm trying to say with the genetic stuff is that, some people just like live, let's say, to like their 25 or 30s, and they already have issues with their liver, kidneys.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, I think that if you get like liver issues early, I feel like those are things that your body might not necessarily expect, because obviously your genetics are based on what it knows naturally. It's not going to know he's going to eat steak from 1 to fucking 10. That's not going to know that. But I guess, like you're saying, like some can shut down early. But I guess if you're talking about someone who like is just judging on functionality, not surprise failures and shit like that. Like, you're right, because some people are very active and very strong and very energetic up until 60. Some are like energetic up until 30. Like some are 40. Some start. That's why I was just curious.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find out, because I don't want to Google it.
Okay. It's a pretty cool subject.
I'll reach out. Maybe there's got to be somebody that we can get on the podcast to discuss this at length and explain it.
Did you notice that when we don't have Robbie, we have so much deeper topics?
Robbie, if you listen to this on playback, I didn't say that. Lucas said that. So unload on him next time you're on the podcast.
Your friend Lucas did that.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm not scared of that guy.
Chipilla, I feel like 37 is the new 25. I'll pass those sentiments along.
Oh God, don't say that. That's what an old person says.
Well, he's only 25, and they talk to people in their late 30s like we're older brothers. Yeah, I was just telling Lucas before we hopped on the podcast, there's a couple that lives down the street from us that used to work at the school that Sandy teaches at. They're in their early 70s. The wife is in the early 70s, and the husband is late 60s. And we go over there and hang out, man. It's just like it's you don't feel the age difference at all.
What are you talking about?
Which means I'm just really old.
What are you talking about? Maybe you don't feel the age difference. Hey, get me a beer. You'll see them in like 3 hours. What are you talking?
No, we will sit. I'll be like, when we're sitting around having like dinner or drinks afterwards on the back porch or something.
No, dude.
It's all easy go. We're not going out like going to the gym and trying to max out on overhead press or some shit.
Okay, because there you go. That's what you should be doing. Hey, Jethro, do you want to go do some deadlifts? Hey, Juliet, do you want to mix me up a protein shake? Okay. No.
I will tell you something from my perspective and being Polish. In Poland, you have this kind of like mentality that when you're like older, like 50, 60, or let's say like 40, 50, 60, right? You always like refer to people as like, Mr., Mrs., and so on, right?
Yeah.
But when you are going to different countries, you always like refer to people by their name, and just like, hey, dude, or something like that, just like, even for example, in my company, when I'm talking to my boss, I'm not talking to him like, oh, Mr. Bors or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying to him by his name, right? So Lars, and like that, So I'm just like being, friendly, but at the same time respectful, and also, just to like, everything is good between us, so I can understand your position between your neighbors, and and so on. And in my country, it's a bit weird, just to like, ma'am, or like, Mr., Mrs., just to like, I just don't understand that.
It is very weird to hang out with a fucking senior citizen. Like, dude, that's weird. I'm sure I'm not the only one sitting here thinking that.
No. But you got to put it in the right context. So, like, I'm not going to go try and crush 20 sets of chest and back with them. I'm going to sit and we're going to go to a nice dinner. We'll have some nice wine. We'll do that. We'll watch a basketball game or a football game together.
The early bird hour,
I mean, surprisingly, they can drink me and Sandy under the table without even trying.
They got to get home. They got to get home in time for their shows at 6:30.
They stay up later than we do. I'm the old ass.
Shane, but seriously, do you think that if let's say, if you would have like a neighbor that it's like older than you, right? But he's super like super genuine, friendly, and he's like modern type of a person. That
Yeah,
he's
I'll like.
open to like all the different stuff, and he like knows his stuff, and he's basically legit, right? And he knows the topics. He can like talk, about with you about like a fucking history, or like how was it in like War II or something like that, right? But he can just like crush some topics with you, and just like drink some monster, talk shit.
Oh, if
Would you
they
like?
can.
Would you like to hang out with that kind of a person or not?
Yeah, but no one in their 70s is gonna crush some topics and be like, "Hey, you see the latest Spider-Man?" Yeah. I remember when that dude was born and he wrote it. Okay. No. I've talked to older people before, and like I know some people. Like I had neighbors that, or have neighbors that are a little older, and you converse daily, but I wouldn't put them in like the go to dinner, hang out type thing. I have my nana, right? I've had conversations with my nana, and that lady would like whip something else. She'd, "Oh, I'm back in polio days." I'm like, "Bitch, what are you talking about? Polio days?" It was. And she's like, "Yeah, that happened when I was in school, and we all had to stay home for 3 months at a time and have like food stamps." I was like, "Shit, bitch, you old." And she, we were there when TVs first came in. I was like, "God damn!" Like, I want a bigger TV. I want better detail. She didn't even have a TV. She got the TV, and she said they used to turn the dial for the channel and TV. And my mum, which is not 70, she used to say, "Oh, TV stopped at 8 o'clock. Channels didn't." See,
I remember that from when we were kids, though. It was like that at midnight, those things, they would start. When you and I were kids, Shane, that stuff was happening. Nick at night, at midnight, it would turn off.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to sit down with someone and just be like, "Bro, you see that latest X-Men movie?" Because it was, and 70-year-olds going to be, "Oh, yeah, fuck that. Wolverine was hot as shit," right? No, there's no 71-year-old who's going to go to a midnight screening.
They did go see the new Top Gun, and they really liked Top Gun.
Did they go at 11 in the morning?
They probably went at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, I'm not going to a midnight showing. I'm going to pay the early, like, cheap matinee prices where it's $6 for a movie ticket.
Maybe
I'm
you're
not
just
paying
like
$48 for a movie ticket.
Maybe you're just like an old lady. Maybe you are like, you're 36, 37, but you're actually like 57.
Oh, yeah. Of course I am.
Hey,
my favorite candy are Werther's. The little butterscotch candies. My favorite candy is an old man's Werther's original.
Listen, for the modern, population nowadays, we are old as fuck as well. Because
hands down.
If someone would like ask them what is Walkman or CD player or like cassette player or something like that, they'll just like look at you like a fucking UFO or something,
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Oh, man.
I had this. I played Fortnite with my my nephew, and he was on with a bunch of kids, which I'm assuming were his friends, and they were like, "Bad, your uncle's bad. He's really good." I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm good. Get the fuck out of here." And then like, one of the kids say, "Oh man, we should put on our sweatiest." I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Avatar, like costume, like you can buy them, you can change them. I had like 3 because I just liked one, and then I put on the sweatiest one. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you can see them change. It's like, oh man, that's really sweaty. And I'm like, am I missing something? These motherfuckers are dry as hell, okay? No one's sweating. This is a video game. And I think from what I learned, it was sort of like the most, I might Google it because I swear to God, I don't remember this one. But I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Sweatiest. Yeah, so from here we go. The slang sweat has been largely used by Fortnite streamers to take over. I think from what I understand, he was trying to say like the most obscure, like the most unique, and they were all changing into like these weird animals and shit like that. And I was like, and I said to them, "Oh guys, I don't want to sound stupid, but what the hell does sweaty mean?" And they all laughed, and they're like, "Oh, it's like you're coolest." And they all said different things. I was like, okay, so you dicks don't know either. Like, you just...
Sandy and I have had this conversation before. We need to stop trying to make up new definitions for words that already fucking exist. Like
no, I disagree, because when we were young, this was the same thing. This was the same thing.
There's nothing wrong with the words that were invented 100 years ago. They're just
dude, we did this when we were young. We did the same thing. Sup? What the fuck is sup?
I never said. I don't walk around going sup. I said what's up, but I'm boring.
But exactly.
And
What's up? What's up? Sup? Same thing. Just say hey. Say hello. Say good morning. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'll
Exactly.
Say, hey, what's
but
up?
we all had our slang. Okay.
But we're not changing the meaning of words. Like the things now, like something is lit or baked. What the fuck does that mean?
Let's fucking sweet. I got no problem with that.
Why don't you say that's fucking sweet? Or that's awesome.
Because it's shorter and it's newer. Why don't you just keep using your iPhone 3 from 2009, old man? Okay.
Got a 7. This is a 7.
Okay, either way, newer is better. I understand. We did it when we were younger. I get it. I mean, I feel stupid when I ask these questions, but yeah, you learn.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also got lost when it comes to language here in Poland as well. Because people are like using so much different slangs nowadays. Yeah, and it's like we have this kind of like few sentences and words.
Yeah.
If you try to like recall to someone, just you don't say like hey now, you say like mordo, which is like like a. It's a stupid one, but it's like they call you like facey, hey facey. It's hard to translate. It's hard to translate from Polish to English, right? Especially when it comes to like slang, and it's so stupid, and I'm just like getting lost, and especially when I was at the mall today, and there were like few groups of like younger people, like close to teens or something, and they're like talking to each other, and I didn't have my headphones, because usually when I go somewhere I try to just put my headphones in it and just walk, because I don't want to get bothered or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they were like talking, and it was like pure slang, man. I couldn't understand shit, man.
Yeah,
I know
drip, cat, ratchet. I don't understand. These a ratchet is a tool.
I don't know. Cap, drip is like threads, clothes.
A cap is like a baseball hat.
Yeah, obviously that's not what this is. See, ratchet I grew up with, but you would say ratchet like it was like fuck, like that's what that was used in place for like damn. You'd be saying, oh, that's ratchet, or like that sucks, that shit, that like. But I don't know if that's the same meaning for nowadays. But the coolest part is that the swear words supersede all generations.
Well, yeah. So why do we need to keep reinventing new slang terms? Is what I'm trying to figure out. There's enough goddamn words in the English language already, plus every other language on the planet.
But I feel like the swear words have become more like, even if you don't have the same slang to talk to a younger audience, if you say bitch, they'll be like, oh fuck.
They understand.
Yeah, man. You know that. You know what's going down. Say fuck
all
you.
those fun four-letter words.
Yeah, they're the best. They hang. They're timeless.
Welcome back, Brooke. You've been incognito, traveling a little bit. Glad to be back.
Yo.
We're glad you're back too, Brooke. Hopefully the travels were fun, and you got outside of the hot, sweltering heat of Florida. All right, gentlemen. I'll put out a last call for any comments, questions, or smart-ass remarks before we put a bow on the package and enjoy our Freedom Fest as we celebrate all things America.
Yeah, I'm celebrating with you.
I'm sure you are. In the tyrannical United Kingdom that our forefathers had to break away from and rebel against.
I don't really know the history at all. Like zero. What was that?
What'd you say, Lucas?
When you were coming to Poland?
He'll be there on America's Independence Day.
Bro, I just wanted to know,
Just so you know, Lucas. What do you mean it's been a while? I've never been to Piła, okay?
You just need to fly to Poznan. That's all. And I'm going to pick you up.
But you make it sound like it's just an easy task.
What do you need?
It's a 6-hour train ride. It's fine.
I think it's like a 4-hour flight, maybe. No, 3 hours. Probably 3 hours. Maybe 2. 2, 3.
From where you are staying?
Probably 2.
Poznan? It's like 2 hours.
Yeah, but see, then you get to the airport. Then it's going to take us 2 hours to get to your place. It's a long time.
That's why you were a bitch.
Shane, I hope it's not going to be too far of a jaunt for you when you land in Jersey at the airport. You're going to have about a 20-minute drive, maybe 30 minutes to Apollon from the airport. So I hope you're going to be able to make. I mean, it's really long for your terms. So I hope you can survive. Okay.
Yeah, but see, Apollon is so when we go to the UK,
Yeah.
we're going to basically Apollon.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way, I think we might be going to North Carolina to see Doug. Maybe, I don't know yet. But you see what I'm doing. This is the UK.
Yeah.
Here's Newark, or here's New Jersey.
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
Vegas, and then all the way down here is New Zealand. So it's a nice line, right?
You forgot one of those things. You forgot Texas, then New Zealand. You know.
But then you got to go.
You got
for
Texas,
like,
then you got Vegas, then you got New Zealand.
So when we go other places, we try and make it to save money. We basically make it so it's on the way.
Right.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And then whenever we go somewhere, when at a time that we are renting a place,
Mm-hmm.
you're basically paying rent twice to stay in a hotel.
Right.
Where you go. That's the
Yeah.
tricky part.
Fucking hotel in Poland, right? You're staying in my place,
Shay
motherfucker.
Rytkowski.
Yeah.
Chalet Rytkowski.
El casa, su casa,
See?
right?
There you go. How can you
Or
pass
if
up
you
mama's
want-
pierogies? I mean,
or
you
if
can't
you
pass up
want,
mama's
you can take-
pierogies. Come on, Shane.
Bro, you still can take some hammocks and you can live in the woods. Be my guest.
Maybe we'll try and do it like on a Saturday and then like leave Sunday. So it's like
Fuck off. One day. That's nothing.
Don't offend mama, Shane. You don't want to get on her
Listen.
bad side.
Listen, my mom is coming to Pua on 20th, and she asked me when Shane is. Oh no, sorry, she didn't said when Shane is coming. She said when New Zealanders are coming, and I was like, I don't know.
how many rooms do you have?
Plenty.
Is that 1, 2, 5, 10?
5 at least.
I suppose
There you
that's
go.
not bad.
That's nice. That's nice.
You
I
will
mean,
have
to be
also
honest-
your own.
I don't
I
give a
got
shit about.
I got 3 bathrooms.
The only way we always watch where we stay is we make sure Ava has a room to sleep because that bitch knocks out at 7:30. She always sleeps at 7:30.
She will have
So
her
we-
own room.
Okay.
I told you already. We had this discussion before.
Yeah, but I wasn't in the UK, right? I do actually have a voucher for Scandinavian Airlines too, and
Like I said.
a voucher for what's his name? What's your lot airlines?
Texas Airlines.
Lot, the
Lot.
Polish one. Yeah,
LOT, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, then it's super easy.
To be
Like
honest,
I said-
when I say things are on the way, we're going to the UK, but then we're going to Mexico, then we're going back up to New Jersey. So it's not exactly smooth sailing for us, but yeah, I suppose maybe we can. Okay, I'll see.
Hey, tell Nikki I still got her Gymshark leggings.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay, maybe that might entice her.
Nikki, I got your leggings.
Okay, maybe we'll
No,
edit.
I'm being serious. But just after do some planning and after like 20th, because Mama she will be back and she wants to meet you and be here when you will arrive. So that will be perfect timing. you know?
We're in Greece until July 27th.
Awesome. That's
So-
perfect. She's on 20th because she needs to do testing for her breast. You know, she needs to do yearly checkups for the breast cancer and so on. So she needs to be here on 20th, do the checkups, do the blood test and so on. So that will be enough time just to so you can go to Greece, and post Greece you can go to straight to Poland because there is a great connection between Greece
Yeah, I
Apollon as
already,
well.
I already booked my flights. We're not changing those.
Oh, okay. Then you can, like I said, you can
Maybe
go straight.
September or August.
Yeah, up to you, man. But like I said, there's a plenty of room here.
Because we've got there's a place called Peppa Pig World in England,
Mhm.
and obviously my daughter. Well, there's Legoland and there's Peppa Pig World, and I said to her, which one would you like to go to? You know how expensive these fucking places are.
I can imagine.
We are looking to do Disney next Thanksgiving with the halfling.
Oh, dude, I will admit this. I will admit this. Like,
Yeah.
because we went to Disney, we met up with a few brands there as well. So it was kind of like hotel was business deductible, and we did Disney. I think we went like 2 days. No, I
Did
think
y'all
we went
stay on the
Disney-
site on grounds though, or on an off-site?
No, dude. I wasn't. To be honest, we stayed at a Universal resort
See, that's what that. Yeah.
because that was a cheaper price, and then you
yeah.
go to Disney World because we were like. It was what 130 each for me and Nikki, and then 110 for Ava.
Yeah.
That's $350.
I
I was like, holy shit! What? And then I was like, I did it in my head. I was like, if you have two, that's $700 for 2 days, and it doesn't get that much cheaper. So we did one in SeaWorld, and then because I had a feeling she likes different things, and I tell you what, even though it was a lot of money to go all the way down there. And like I said, we met a lot of brands and we ended a lot of things, but the expression that she had on some of these things, like when she saw Minnie Mouse,
yeah.
it was pretty crazy, and we filmed it all. And when she saw Daisy Duck, some of the other ones she did, Olaf, like she loved the characters. When she saw what's his name, Doc McStuffins. Like these were like some worth every dollar experiences because she was like at that age where like I think she knows that they're not real, but I could be wrong. But when she saw them, you would think like she shit a brick. You would think that they were real. And
That's what Sandy like. She wants to try and set up like the things like where you have tea with Cinderella or like lunchtime with Belle or something. We want to try and set up a couple of those things with her.
We were gonna do that because there's like I would have paid to have 2 days there, but I didn't want her to go and it to suck. Like she'd be like, I don't like this. Like, well, guess what, bitch? We're coming back tomorrow. So and they had that breakfast thing. She'd love it, but we just tested the grounds, and I mean, she didn't like any rides. We didn't do any rides, but she fucking loved the characters.
Yeah, we've seen prices for everything. It's.
Bro.
We haven't been on a vacation in 5 years, though, so I guess you look at it that way.
Good. You've saved up enough to go.
Yeah, sure.
I know one thing. If I would see Goofy, I would shit my pants. even now, I'm a fucking huge fan.
She met Goofy. Was it Goofy?
I would do everything for that.
Oh no, it wasn't Goofy. I think it was Pluto. It was one.
Did it have clothes or not? That's the difference.
I can't fucking remember, dude. He was in between Vampirina and Doc McStuffins, and she shot to Doc McStuffins. She knew who that guy was.
Who is Doc McStuffins?
You don't know who Doc McStuffins is?
Is that a new Disney character or something?
No, she's a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Last name is McStuffins.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I've never heard of that character before. It's not Mickey. It's not Minnie. It's not Goofy. It's not.
No, it's more of the new age Disney Junior series.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not real Disney.
You don't watch the shows that your daughter watches?
She doesn't watch that stuff. She watches stuff that we watched from when we were kids. She doesn't watch new shit.
Oh,
no way,
God,
man.
you're just passing over your 70-year-old generation to the next one.
Hey, dude, she loves the original He-Man and she loves Ninja Turtles.
That's because you forced it down her throat.
No, I showed her one episode, and if she didn't like it, I wasn't going to show it again. She knows the whole little I have the power intro from He-Man and everything.
The coolest thing I think is about the whole YouTube YouTube Kids. I think is one of the coolest things because their algorithm is dynamite. And if she stops and looks at things, spends more time looking at this, more time looking at that, they will suggest those things at her. And so she has this lineup of shows that she watches. Yeah. So it's not me suggesting anything. She naturally
I don't
goes
trust
to
the algorithms, man.
I know you don't trust them, and either way, even if there's some suggestive stuff, she would easily just not watch it. Mm-hmm. So when you see the things that she stops on and she watches, it's pretty cool. And like some of these things that we take interest of, and I always like she watched Dogma stuff, and so we naturally watched them. Peppa Pig was one, but like I've shown her some of the ones that I watched, and she doesn't like any character like line drawn stuff, any line drawn animation. She's
like the old school animation, like the hand drawn stuff and everything.
Yeah, well, Lion King's my favorite movie of all time. That bitch didn't even get to Mufasa dying. I was like, the fuck, man.
What? No, Sophia loves all of that old stuff, but I don't know, it's different. I guess they gravitate towards different things. And probably we've have influenced her to like the older stuff.
Yeah, probably a little bit when you're hanging out with fucking Grandpa Jeffro and fucking Evelyn up the road.
Chris and Charlotte.
Oh my god! To be honest, if I kept going, I probably would have got there.
I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe Voltron or something.
Voltron, Thundercats, Voltron.
Yeah.
Transformers. She's gonna see all of this. We're on the third season of the original Ninja Turtles now.
Mighty Mices.
Yeah,
bro, come on.
I'm not saying they're not good, but I wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily sit.
Nowadays, it's just like it's nothing, comparing to like shows that like kids are watching and so on.
There's a girl on YouTube that she's I believe she's Russian. She might be some other European. I can't quite tell, but she does just videos around her house. Like her dad makes them, I'm assuming, and she got a brother, and she's been doing them. I think I've seen a video of her that looked like she was like 3 or 4, and now she's maybe like 7 or 8. This girl is raking in $50 million a year. Takes a shit on everyone, and I'm like, God damn! I remember looking her up once. I was like, holy shit on her stick.
I'm in the wrong
but
business.
Ava loves her. Just like the worst part is though is every time she sees a picture of like a white girl, she thinks that it's her and she calls it her name's Diana. She'd be like, oh, it's Diana. I was like, that's just you can't do that, bro.
It's just another random white girl. They all look the same.
Yeah, you can't just every white girl with blonde hair that's little. You can't just call her Diana, okay?
Sure you can.
I know who it is.
Yeah.
I know who Diana is, but no. Okay.
See, I've always thought that, like, I don't know if I want to go down this wormhole or not.
Back in the days,
I don't know if I want to say this.
Bro,
I have a feeling every culture has the mindset, or every ethnicity kind of has the mindset that other ethnicities, they all kind of look the same. So if, like, a Japanese person sees an English broad, he's going to say, oh, all English broads look the same, to where you don't pick up the subtle features to where, if, like, an English person is going to see differences between 2 different English people. Obviously, if like they've got the different hair color, obviously
I feel like it's subjective though. Like if you're in Japan, and you're surrounded by Japanese people, or like you're not going to say, "Oh, you all look the same," because you're surrounded by them, so you'll know and you can distinguish them.
Yeah.
And if you're around a whole bunch of white people, you're not going to say like, "Oh, you all look the same." I think it's a. But if like you were standing back and you saw a group of maybe like I don't know white dudes and then white people with brown hair, you'd be like, oh, that group looks the same. That group, looks...
exactly.
So I think it's different, but like I see what you mean, and it can probably get offensive, but I'm not saying like, oh, you all look the same. But I guess if I was in Japan and I said everyone looked the same, then I would feel like that might be a little bit racist.
But I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like they would probably do the same thing about us if they went and saw a bunch of like white dudes or brown hair, and we're all just in this massive sea or something. You're looking at it from far away. I think every culture is like that because our brains can't notice.
If you were from a distance and you were like group similar people, you would group people with white skin, you group people with like darker.
And there's nothing bad about that. It's just that's the way our brains work.
But I think it comes from like the racist thing because people sort of say like, you all look the same. Like if you confuse someone, it's like, you look the same anyway. So it's kind of, I guess, offensive in that sense. But if you're just grouping people to like, for their features and similarities, like Robic and Lukasz are bald. Like you look pretty similar. I'm not saying
they're both Eastern European. We're going to put them in the same basket. We're not saying you're the exact same people or y'all don't have differences. We're not saying that. But
there are people though that say it and are offensive. That's the issue,
in
I
a
guess.
Derogatory manner. And that's not what we're getting at here. It's just there's nuance. There's you got to understand what you're getting at. So.
But Ava's a great example. When she walks down the street, if she sees another Asian lady, she doesn't do it so much anymore. She'll say, "Oh look, it's my mama." Nikki will be holding her. I'll be like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
Our halfling with that, she'll see another like old guy with kind of like a paunch belly and a bald head. And she goes, "Oh, it's Papa," and just it's So what they notice, generic characteristics, and it's kind of, oh, he looks like Papa or something like that.
There was a Korean dude at a little Korean kid at Ava's daycare back when she went.
Yeah.
Can't remember. I think his name was like. Was the double barrel thing, and he threw a car at her, not on purpose. He was thrown across the room and she walked into it. Maybe he was thrown. I don't know. Anyway, she remembered his name. She's like, oh, that's that guy. We went to the mall and she's like, oh, that's his dad, and she named him. And I was like, I feel like you've never seen his dad before, but you're saying that that's his dad because he looks similar.
Similars. Yeah.
I thought it was, and then she just goes around pointing out all these Asian dudes. That's his dad. I was like, you gotta stop fucking saying that, bro. You gotta stop doing this.
Yeah. That's just, the out of the mouth of babes. The Voltron Netflix show was great too. I got to go back and see that. I did not see that one. Yeah. Simon says, off topic. Shane, yourself being a Kiwi, would you support Australian UFC fighters like Volk, Izzy, or even Dan Hooker? Are you staying up to watch or follow anything, or have you no interest in this?
I already put my money down.
Last two are NZ fighters. So
yeah, I know.
Are you going to go for Izzy or Hooker?
I mean, Izzy trains in New Zealand, Dan trains in New Zealand, but Izzy is, I believe, Nigerian, is what he represents in the fight, I think. But yeah, I think Volk trains in New Zealand. I think they're all from the same training gym and the same coach. I got my money down. I don't. If you want to support your country rather than the best fighter, you're gonna lose a lot of the time. And since I'm playing to win with money, I try not to put any feelings into it. Right? If I was like the NFL, if I pick a team that I like to, I don't really have a team I like. I just pick one and enjoy watching them.
Yeah.
But if they start losing, I'm jumping ship. Right? If that team starts sucking ass, I'm going to someone else. I don't live in any states, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
But if I picked one at the start and they got all the way to the Super Bowl, I don't care if they're the underdog. I'm going to put every money down on them because you're passionate. You're in it. So I'm not betting on. I think I got. I mean, I don't think Dan Hooker's fighting. I don't think he's. Well, either way, the big card tonight, Izzy's gone, Volkanovski's gone, and I got money for both of them to win. Izzy by knockout in round 2 or 3, actually. That's my money. And Volk I have by decision. So it's a tricky one. Last time Volkanovski fought the guy he's fighting tonight, Max Holloway, I won $700.
Whoa!
So,
hey, dinner's on you in Vegas then. That's all it told me.
If I'll save my money from not visiting Lukasz.
There we go. Or flying to Texas. It's fine. Just he'll get me on the back end in Vegas.
Nikki wanted to go to Texas because she wants to go see Alpha Land.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's down in Houston.
I don't know, dude. I don't know geographically where everyone is.
Yeah, that's right by Joey, Michael, and the Glaxon guy. Sugarland's right by their area.
Yeah, he's right. I can't watch it. It's 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah. No, it's getting on your bedtime there.
I usually would watch it live. I pay for it.
So you put money on fights? When you go in Vegas, when you're in town for that, do you hit up the blackjack, slot machines, roulette wheels, or anything like that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I don't know if it's only sports betting you're interested in or general gambling.
I like watching sports, but it's like putting on lube, It just makes it that much better when you got something invested, right? I've bet on games and fights and matches that I don't even like that much, and then I put money on, and it's interesting.
Has to do with the gambling, but
the lube, it makes it more enjoyable.
Makes it more pleasurable.
Like you pop 2 Viagra, right? It's I don't know, it just makes it more enjoyable, more pleasurable. Yeah.
And we're officially off the rails.
Robert got me. Robert understood. He knew.
I understood where you were going with this.
The old married men. The old married people understood.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it just makes it more exciting. But I do put money down in Vegas when I go.
Okay. See, the way you feel about alcohol is kind of the way I feel about betting stuff. I don't. I've done it a couple of times. I just don't have any interest in it. So when we were in Vegas in 2019 for that, and I didn't put any money down whatsoever on it. We didn't even play any slots or anything like that. I mean, what we grew up in New Orleans, where Bourbon Street is right there to go to all the casinos, and we did it a couple of times. I've never had that. I don't know. I'll do it. Like if we have a poker game, I'll chip in for that, but I'm not going to do it a bunch.
It's not that common though, is it? Like because in New Zealand you have it everywhere. Like
in New Orleans, it is. Like
in New
my
Zealand
home state, yeah, it's all around us.
Yeah, because I know you guys, it's not every state can gamble, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So in New Zealand, we grew up like you can go bowling up the road from my house.
Yeah.
And there'll be a row of slot machines. So you can go bowl and go, and it gets very common. So we're surrounded by it. So when I went to Vegas, it was just very natural. Yeah. And when I grew up, we would always play cards with my mom and my uncle and auntie, and we'd bet money. It was just very. Yeah. But I never go in with the mindset thinking, I usually get out however much money I'm okay to throw away. Right. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to go in thinking like, oh, this could be $1,000. This could be, I could be a millionaire. I'm going in and being like, I'm going to donate this.
Yeah. So as much as you feel comfortable wasting on testosterone supplements, that's as much as you feel, like you're fine gambling.
To be honest, I'd put more into Turk than I would gambling, but I'm all about that 1%. We've been through
this. Simon says, if you can support your team or sports person, don't be so gender biased, Simon. Sports person. We can't just say sportsman. Shame on you. I'm kidding. And make profit at the same time. Win-win.
Yeah, but if your sportsman sucks ass, you're not going to put money on him.
No, I just won't bet.
You're not going to bet on the American rugby team, are you?
Do we have a rugby team?
Yeah, my point exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You do, but if you were going to bet, you'd be like, oh, sorry.
The only rugby team I know of are the All Blacks, just because they were the greatest one in rugby history. That's the only reason I've even heard the name. I don't know any other rugby team.
I feel like it just sticks.
A rugby match.
It just sticks because we have a name. We don't refer to us by our country for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. The All Blacks.
The Australian rugby team, the English, the US, not the New Zealand team, it's the All Blacks.
The All Blacks. Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not like one came before the other. We weren't good.
Yeah.
After we became the All Blacks, we were just All Blacks and good.
There you go. Thank you all for joining us, as always, for your litany of comments and questions. We appreciate it. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with family, friends, and loved ones. If you've got a topic, you're catching this on replay, and you've got a topic for a future recording of the Final Two podcast, leave it in the comments down below. Shoot me an email to supplementengineer@gmail.com or hit up Shane or Lukasz at their respective points of contact. Lukasz?
Discount. And make sure to support Stack.
Sridhar. P.S. Gentle, remember to subscribe to Stack 3D. Do not turn off notifications. You will miss out on important supplement news. Yes. And Shane showed up relatively on time today, so we didn't have to do any bashing of whacked 3D. Which I still think that's probably one of the best comments we've ever got was Devin. A couple of weeks ago said Stack 3D more like whack 3D. Thought that was good.
By the way, before we end up, I just want to say one thing, because few people been reach out to me via Facebook, and so on. So before you will reach out to me, just introduce yourself and say why you were like reaching out, because sending me friend requests doesn't tell me shit. So please, if it's possible, before that, send me a message and just like introduce yourself and just say you are a listener or something like that. Otherwise, your message will be treated as a junk. So that's all.
Hello, kind sir. I am a loyal listener to the Final Scoop podcast. I truly enjoy your weekly diatribe. If you would be so kind, please accept my friend request.
And most of all,
you
need to use the fat discount.
There you go. All right, one and all. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July. We'll see you all next time on the Final Scoop.